So new trailer for Warhammer 3 just dropped, and so many of the members as well as some peeps who showed up randomly during the stream were quick to inform me about it and really wanted to see my reaction to it, so here we are. If you're new here, I'm basically a very newbie Warhammer 3 player. I've honestly been super enjoying the game and pretty excited to see what CA has in store for us this time around. I haven't really been following the news, so all I can really guess it's probably Nurgle, based off of the thumbnail and the Thrones of Decay. Yeah, that sounds like Nurgle. That, I don't recognize you. Who? Is this the Empire? It looks like the Empire. And then there's our Nurgle units. Oh, that's new. What is that? Guess a new monstrous unit for Nurgle. Or maybe that, no, that's a new legendary lord mount. Oh, some new stuff for the dwarves, I'm guessing? New airship. Yeah, it looks like it. Oh, they're even drinking. Of course they are. Oh, that looks like a new weapon as well. Just riding around in a little mobility chair. Awesome. So yeah, an update for the Empire as well as the Dwarves and Nurgle. So I'm pretty sure Nurgle only has like one legendary lord so far, which was Kugath, right? Now we got another one. So far, I've only ever played 2 races, 3 if we really want to count the tutorial campaign. Those being the Lizardmen and the Skaven. So I don't really know anything too much about these 3 factions. But from my kind of point of view, as a new player, obviously, so take this with a grain of salt, I feel like Nurgle has kind of been on the short end of the stick when it comes to the Chaos factions. Like, their units are not that great. You know, the life cycle of the buildings and whatnot makes it kind of difficult to play, whereas all the other Chaos factions just have really good units, so I am hoping that this bumps up Nurgle to be at least a little better. I could be wrong though, of course, but yeah. And I know from the discussions going on in the Discord at some point, or maybe it was in the comments, I remember people talking about how they wanted some particular airship for the dwarves to be in the game, and there's probably like a mod for it or something that some people recommended that I use whenever I play the dwarves, but maybe this is the airship and they're actually officially putting it in, so yeah, good for dwarf players, I suppose. Don't really know too much about this Empire wizard. I don't know what lore and magic they're using. Probably death, just judging from it. But it's always nice to have new characters to play in. They'll likely also have their own unique faction mechanics and whatnot. Now before we end the video, I wanted to check out this small little analysis by a channel that I really enjoy watching called Zerkovich. He does, you know, tutorials on Warhammer as well as gameplay videos, and they're all pretty entertaining. I highly recommend any new Warhammer players to check it out because they've been super helpful to a noob like me. To getting to learn how to play, you know. But hopefully he's got more insights than I do, and I'll be able to know what I'm actually seeing here.
Finally, especially excited for Empire and Dwarves. Let's have a look at what we see here. Our first new legendary lord for the Empire, Elspeth von Draken, bringing a dragon to the Empire. First of all,
of course,
she is the Dark Lady of Nuln, so she's going to be the Nuln faction. Obviously a caster with some death magic we see in a second. So
okay,
a little bit of a darker character for the Empire. And we see a purple sun tearing through some Nurgle boys here. And then we're led up to a new legendary hero in this big lad, Theodore Bruckner. Another Nuln-related boy, so he's likely going to be in Elspeth's faction, riding a pretty mean-looking demigriff, got a big old lance, so he might be anti-large. We see a new kind of missile unit here with this weapon, some kind of repeater perhaps, and then we see a big boy.
Oh, that actually really looks like, I forget exactly what it's called, like a repeater handgun or something. They have it in Vermintide too.
A Plague Ogre, probably going to function similarly to the usual ogres, but just with some nurgly twists. Maybe he'll be a little bit harder to kill, but he'll do less damage. And then we see some kind of Tinkerer Engineer-looking sniper rifle dude. This is indeed a new Engineer hero. And then we've got a new big boy for Nurgle, the Toad Dragon. A big old single entity beast. And in this case, we see a big boy riding one. It's the new legendary lord, Tamoken, the Maggot Lord, who is not actually the ogre itself. He's the maggot inside the ogre, using the ogre as a host. Lovely. And then we see someone cracking the Plague Ogre in the face. It's the new dwarf legendary lord, Malachi Makaisen. The look on his face says he's having a great time. But yes, he is a slayer, and yes, he is using a ranged weapon. And he is a bit of a tinkerer engineer himself too.
Oh, I didn't even recognize, yeah. You should have known from just the style and the mohawk that they're like slayers. But don't slayers use melee weapons? Maybe this guy's an exception. Like his faction is an exception.
We see him here with Gotrek and Felix, and this absolute nutter, Garagrim Iron Fist, a new legendary hero. And then we see one thing that many people have been waiting for the dwarves.
Oh yeah, I completely missed Gotrek and Felix. Oh my god.
The big old Thunder Barge airship.
They're right there.
It's no doubt going to be an absolute damage powerhouse with guns going off in all directions and dropping bombs like this. So the dwarf's air game just got even stronger.
Yeah, that'll be really fun.
A pretty peculiar contraption in this little piece of artillery. Seems to be rapid firing axes into the faces of plague bearers. We see a few different varieties.
Oh, that's what it's doing. I didn't even know. I was just looking at the head like, what is the head? It's just pumping back and forth? Yeah, no, you can see it in this pause frame that, yeah, it's spinning axes on its side. Oh, that's hilarious.
Slayer over here as well. Perhaps some of the normal ones, but some Doom Seekers, the new kind of Slayer as well. And then we see this plague-looking doggo, a Rot Beast, ridden by new legendary hero for Nurgle, Kazak the Befouled. And next to him on the little throne carried by Nurglings, Epidemius, another legendary lord for Nurgle. So everyone's getting a new legendary hero, and the Empire bringing naval combat to Warhammer 3, sort of, with the land ship. It's a boat on wheels.
I believe in older Total War games there was actually naval combat, maybe in Total War Rome? For those of you who are more experienced, please do let me know. But yeah, there's none of that in Warhammer 3, and I believe if you do like a sea battle, they just basically put you on like a small island. I think it would be kind of interesting. I haven't played a Total War with naval combat before, so I don't know how that would even be implemented, to be honest.
With cannons and gunners, and I guess the Empire's equivalent of a Thunder Barge. And then we see old Big Man with some Demigryphs and Elspeth, and that's another very nice trailer in the back for CA. Say what you like about CA, but one thing they always do well is their trailers. But there we go.
I mean, true.
Thrones of Decay. What do we reckon? Your first look? What's your first impressions? What do you feel right now? Excited, don't care, annoyed, horny, what is it? I think it looks pretty solid overall. I'm especially excited for new Slayers so that I can maybe truly make a full Slayer army that isn't just two kinds of unit. I'm excited for the Empire as well. I do like them as a faction, especially excited for this big boy, the legendary hero. Hopefully he brings some buff.
I should play Empire someday. I do kind of want to play Cathay next, but Empire's, I feel like it's kind of a staple, you know? You have to play Karl Franz at some point.
For Demigryphs, because that would be a cool army to run. And Nurgle, not terribly my kind of faction, but nice to see him get a more filled out roster. But yeah, that's my thoughts. What do you reckon? Let me know below. I hope you've enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the future.
Thank you very much, Zerkovich. Yeah, that was actually a really interesting breakdown. I couldn't recognize most of that, so it was nice to learn what those things actually were and who those people actually were. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.